So a lot of people want to know what's the feeling and the thoughts that are going on inside of your mind when you find yourself going to prison for the very first time. And they want to know what it was like for me, how I felt, what I was thinking of, what was my mind laying out on its own as I was on my way up that road. For this video here, we're going to be talking about it. And I'm going to let y'all know 9 times out of 10 what you're probably going to feel inside your chest when it's your first time going to prison. Let's do it. I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K Frog TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back, y'all. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's K Frog. And almost everything I talk about over here is either jail or prison related. For this video here, I'm going to be answering a couple more of my comments that I got recently from a couple people wanting to know, was I scared when I first went to prison? What was I, thinking at that moment? Well, I'm gonna let y'all know I was terrified, and at the same time as me being terrified, I was also anxious. And what I mean by that is, they always put it in your brain when you're coming up from a child, the worst thing that can happen is you get sent to prison. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people might say death is worse, but not really, because you don't feel it. Once it's over with, it's over with. You feel me? But, prison is considered like the worst thing possible. So throughout my whole life, I always kind of wondered what it was like up that road. Now, when it finally came time to suit up and put them boots on, put that uniform on, tuck that shirt in, and go ahead and go to the chain gang, my mind was playing tricks on me, because part of me was nervous, part of me was worried, feared, but at the same time I was kind of, I won't say excited, but I was kind of like nosy. Let's just say that. I was ready to see what it has to offer. See what's so bad about this. What is it that everybody says, about it? Is it true? Is it fake? Because you hear so many stories from so many different individuals before you actually go out that road yourself, that it plays, mind games on you. You feel me? And it's one of those things to where there's nothing you can do about it. So when you find yourself locked up and you're finally going up that road, you belong to the state now. You get what I'm saying? That's it. Or if you go to the feds, your ass belongs to the United States of America, but at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, So if you find yourself catching a little slap on the wrist a couple times here and there, you go to jail, you get out. Slap on the wrist. Go to jail, you get out. That was another slap on the wrist. Probation, slap on the wrist. Violation, you're in there, do a couple months in the county, get out again. Another slap on the wrist. But when you finally find yourself getting on that bluebird for the long haul and going up the road, anybody who tells you, that they weren't, worried their first time going, or their mind wasn't, spinning in circles and giving them mixed signals and thoughts, they're lying. Because like you might hear a lot of people act like there was like, oh, it's whatever, boy, it wasn't one, thought of my mind about anything and stuff like that. Everybody just wants to sound like they Conan, you feel me? But at the same time, when it's your very first time and you belong to the state now, you are their property, and there's nothing you could do, all you could do is keep your chin up and move forward. Now, one thing I will tell y'all though, for anybody who may be facing time, who's never been there before, or who would like to spread the word to someone they know that might be going up the road for their first time, I will tell you a couple things you can do though. Alright, now, me, like I said, I was kind of, worried, scared a little bit, but not excited, like I said, but I was kind of curious, you know what I'm saying? And I never once showed the worried part. I never once showed the scared part. You see what I'm saying? And that's one thing that you gotta learn, to not show those type of emotions. You see what I'm saying? You could be in a dungeon,
You could be scared, worried. Don't have that pale face. Don't have that look on your eyes like your mouth's dry, you can barely swallow. You know, don't do none of that, because people read off energy. They feed off of the energy you put out. And people are going to be able to peep you from a mile away, and they're going to be able to peep you're scared, you're worried, you're vulnerable. And then that's when they're going to try to come and take advantage of those things. You see what I'm saying? So me, I did a real good job at not showing at all like I was worried, had any thoughts of being scared, you know, because you don't know what to expect other than the things you hear. You feel me? So, and the things you see on TV as well. So as I'm going up that road, you know, I'm thinking the worst. I'm thinking of what you see in, you know, movies like American History X. You know what I'm saying? Blood in, blood out. You know, like different American meat. You know, I'm just looking at all the different things that, you know, from movies I watched growing up. You know what I'm saying? And you can't help but to, you know, go stir crazy. So I was trying the best I could to suit myself up for battle and ready to go through those type of things, you see? So when I got there and realized it really wasn't what I was portraying prison to be, it made it a whole lot easier to get through it, you see? Because if you prepare yourself for the worst and you find yourself in any situation that's less than that, you're gonna realize you were prepared for it, you see? So I was one of those inmates that was like that, you know? I went to prison my first time and could be new at an institution, but I walked around the institution like it was my third or fourth bid. You see, I carried myself like I've been doing this. You know, I ain't walk around like I was scared and nervous and didn't know what to do and everything. Man, I just mobbed the pound, did wherever I needed to go. I did it in style. I did it like a convict, you know? So out of 1,800 inmates that I'm walking past every single day, maybe 30 of them would look my way, you know, and just peep. And then the other ones didn't pay me no mind because I walked around the same as someone that's already been down 5-6 years or done been in prison 2-3 different times. You feel me? And you doing that covers up the worried or the scariness or, you know what I'm saying, the what ifs. You get what I'm saying? Now, another thing that people do where they fall short when they find themselves locked up is the whole time when they're like about to go do their time, or they're driving there, or, you know, their mind's in that stage like I'm talking about. The main thing that they are worried about the most is fighting. You know, they're worried somebody's gonna try them, you understand? And they try to play a trick on themselves. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like how your lawyer does it when you're locked up and they keep feeding you good news, but you realize your date keeps getting pushed back, you know, your court dates. So by the time you get your case over with, you done been in there a year and a half, 2 years, you done sat so long, but your lawyer always knows what to say to get your mind off of that time, right? Now, when you're going to prison and going to do your bid, these things are going to be coming in your mind over and over again about fighting, people harming you, people trying to shank you, people trying to take your culo, you know, stuff like that. And your main solution in your mind is thinking of those and not wanting to go through any type of situation like that, right? Well, what I did is I knew I was going to get in trouble. I knew I was going to end up getting in a couple fights. You see what I'm saying? I knew I was going to draw the line and stand up and put a knife in somebody if I had to. So I didn't, you know, go in there not wanting 100% problems. I went in there knowing problems are going to come regardless. Due to my childhood, it seemed like problems always followed me. Even in school, when I try to stay out of trouble, I'd still find myself getting in trouble because someone else wanted problems them days. You see what I'm saying? And then bam, next thing you know, I'm getting in fights. I wasn't intentionally looking for it, but I wasn't running from it and wasn't scared about it either. You know? See, a lot of people, when they're going up that road, they try so hard and think of how bad the situations could be that they don't want no part of. But I tell you this, if you do this little tactic and you just put it in your mind that you are going to go through some shit, you know, You won't be in shock when it happens because you're suiting yourself up military-wise in your mind to be prepared for this type of shit, you see? But when you're trying so hard to worry about how not to get into anything, and then when things do come your way, now you're kind of like left on the spot. Are you going to fold? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to rock? But instead, if you put it in your mind, you ain't looking for no problems, but if problems come your way, you going to deal with them, and you ain't scared, and you a man before anything. You put that in your mind, you repeat that shit to yourself, and you make it known. Before you know it, you will truly feel like that. And then all these little things that had you worried on the way there don't even feel like that big of a deal when they're actually right there in front of you. You see, me, I found myself in multiple fights while I was locked up. Some were my fault, some weren't. And I'll tell you this, a lot more of them weren't my fault. It was just me sticking up for myself, you know, or catching something slick somebody said, or, you know, checking them for trying to check me, or, you get what I'm saying? Just all above, just holding it down for myself as a man, you know? So no matter how scared you are, and no matter how much you try to pinpoint and barricade problems in your mind, that you will not get in problems. You're going to go through this bid and not get in any problems. You're basically setting yourself up for failure, because if you land in a place where there's knuckleheads, or you land in a place where someone else wants a problem with you, even though you don't want no problems, now you really didn't suit yourself up, you see? So me, I kind of didn't have it in my mind at all that I wasn't going to get in there, no problems, nobody was going to try me and stuff like that, because I knew some people were going to try to test me, and I knew I was going to have to show them my heart don't pump no Kool-Aid. You feel me? And I knew there would probably be times that, because I know what type of person I am, I knew that there would probably be times where I end up starting the fight. You get what I'm saying? And that made me take a whole chunk of the worryingness out of my mind on the way to prison for the first time. You feel me? That made it to where I wasn't even that worried or that scared, because I already took that portion of problems and already kind of like escalated it in my mind to where it is what it is. You feel me? I know no matter how much I try to avoid it, something's gonna pop up. You feel me? And that takes away a whole chunk of being scared. You know, it's just basically setting your mind up to face reality, to know I know I'm gonna be getting in some things while I go up this road right here for the next couple years. So let me go ahead and just hope for the best, prepare for the worst, you know, but at the same time, expect it. Because as soon as you try to avoid it, like I was saying, you're going to find yourself lost when that situation presents itself right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're on that bus and you know you're finally going to prison from your county jail, curiosity is one of those things that are going to, you know, take control of your body. Now, what I mean by that is, when you first get to prison, you're going to be looking around a lot just to see things. You're going to be looking, the suits, the uniforms, you know, the fences, the razor wire, the guards, the walkie-talkies, the cells, the writing on the wall, the toilets, the toilet paper, you know, the chow hall trays, the food. You're going to be observing so many things when you first find yourself in prison. And what it is curiosity done built up. You understand? Because of everything you done heard before you went to prison. You're seeing it now firsthand. So at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to help but to look around and look at a lot of things. And wandering eyes can lead to a problem. So think about it. You heard lies majority of your life about what prison's really like, what it's to expect, what they eat in there, what they do for fun, what they do for drama. You know, you heard bullshit most of the time. So when you're inside a prison, you can't help but to take it all in and like be looking around, and before you know it, you done looked at the wrong person, or somebody seen you looking at something that didn't belong to you, and poof, here comes your first problem. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say when you first go up that road, you know, you're gonna have more than one feeling about it. You get what I'm saying? Fear isn't the only one. Curiosity isn't the only one. You know what I'm saying? Nervous isn't gonna be the only one. Scared isn't the only one. You know, you're gonna have it in your mind to where this is new. You don't know what to expect. You get what I'm saying? You might have relaxation on your mind. You may have been facing 20 years and you got off with a 5-piece. You might just be, relieved that you only caught 5. You see what I'm saying? And now, since you only caught 5 when you were facing 20 or 25, you're going to have more relief than you are fear, than you are, scariness. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's got their own emotions. Everybody's their own person. So at the end of the day, whatever type of mood you were in at that time, and I've told this to people several times in videos. I wanted to go in there with a different mindset. And my mindset was that I took 5 years instead of them giving me 5 years. You see? Because if you get 5 years or you go in there feeling like they gave you that time, you're going to be depressed. Like, damn, dog, I caught this time, dog. Rather than I took that shit. You see? That's one of the things that a lot of my bunkies always wanted me to explain and break down for them. Because they weren't understanding what I was saying. And what I was saying is I felt achieved, that I took it. You feel me? Rather than them giving it to me. But I knew they gave it to me. You feel me? But I just had to boost myself up in my mind, mentally, before the sentencing date, to where it felt like I went there and took that. You get what I'm saying? And it helped me through my bid. Because I wasn't down. I wasn't depressed. Like, it wasn't the end of the world, bro. I caught 5 years. I knew I had a date. That date was 5 calendars away, but at the same time, I had a different buildup with my emotions while I was going up that road. Like I said, I had some fear, some scariness, some worries, curiosity, but I also had a good old relief also, because I knew the system stuff's over with. The court dates are no longer. You see what I'm saying? We know what it is. Now I just got to make it to there. That's it. You see, a lot of people, when you're inside of jail, you got a lot building up because your mind's going. You don't know what you're going to get from the judge. There's people in there that think they're getting a year and a day or might be going home, and next thing you know, they catch 5 years. Or there's some people that think they're going to get 5 and get 20. Or there's some people that think they're going to get 20 and get 2. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different ways of you receiving that number when they give it to you that some people feel like their whole world collapses when they get time. Some other people feel like, okay, this is just another, stepping stone. I'm going to get right over this shit. It ain't nothing but a couple bumps in the road of this life, and I'm going to get through it. Because one thing about Frog, no matter where I go, I'm Frog. And everybody loves me because that's how I am and that's who I am. Me, I'm who I am. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to make it known I'm who I am. And then it'll make it to where it's like, if there's 6 dudes trying to, team up on me because I'm sticking up for myself and keeping it real, 4 of them will feel like, or 3 of them will feel like they ain't going to get no cool points jumping me. 2 other ones might be like, oh, hell with it, and try to fight me. And then I'll fight them. And then they're going to feel like at the end of the day, it was all pointless because the white boy did fight. And that's Frog for you. You see? So it kind of like when you got that type of personality, to, chin up at all times. You feel me? Like a lion. When you got that personality and you just, stay 10 toes down, bro, and keep it moving, you're going to get through that bid regardless. Whether it's your first bid, your third bid, your 7th bid, your 2nd bid, no matter what, you're going to get through it. You feel me? But the best thing is to not let your emotions overpower each other. If you've got 5 different feelings on your way up that road, your best bet is to try to mellow them out and keep your cool and composure through it all. Okay, I've told it before. I had butterflies while I was on the bus driving. I was nauseous because that was the worriness, kicking in. Like, I don't know what the hell to expect. You know what I'm saying? And I swore it was the cheese sandwich they fed me, but really it was because, I was, kept on going over in my head constantly of the judge, sentencing me, and it kind of helped me because me getting the nervousness and the worries out while on the bus, I was observant and curiosity kicked in. I was peeping everything while on the bus. And one thing about it, if I feel threatened, boy, I'm finna pounce on you. So me looking around, and you know, it kind of like got all my worries out of the way before I even landed on that compound. You feel me? But I already knew what to expect. So once I did touch down and got into like my first altercations with a couple people, I was ready to bump, because I knew me not bumping's not gonna solve nothing. And if I don't bump right now when someone's trying me, it's gonna be a way longer and more miserable and more worried bid. So I might as well just go ahead and get it out the way, you feel me? And that's what I did, you get what I'm saying? But I feel like if you're somebody that's facing prison time for the very first time, a couple tactics I broke down in this video should help. That's why I wanted to answer the comments, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to do that lately. When I see more than one person asks, you know, similar questions, you know, I'm gonna try to answer that, you feel me? Because I want these videos to be, you know, helping people. You know, even if it's a simple question and I answer it, you get what I'm saying? It don't matter if it helps one person out of the entire amount that watch it. At the end of the day, that's what I do it for, you feel me? But I will say this before I wrap the video up. If you are somebody that's facing time and this might be your first time going to prison, I repeat, if this is somebody watching this video that's possibly facing time and it is your first time going to prison, one thing I will let you know is it ain't the end of the world. You understand? And if you're still alive, God still got you here for a reason. So keep your chin up, 10 toes down, you know what I'm saying? And don't let none of your emotions show except for one. And that's that I don't give a fuck emotion. That's it. That's the best way I could put it. Break it down for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.